Hi, my name is Arno Gasparian, and I'm going to be presenting on transparent touchpads. Transparent touchpads are a very innovative technology that has just recently been thoroughly researched and developed, and so it's going to be very interesting to see how they can be used. What's the problem with current touchpads? So a lot of the current touchpads, well, as you can see, it's physical, it's plastic. You can't really carry it with you unless you have some of like the Mac ones where it's a small kind of square touchpad that you can have with you. And some of them can be Bluetooth, but the majority of them are all wired. And obviously that makes it very difficult to be portable, and you can't really take it anywhere with you. And sometimes they can be unresponsive also. You can like tap it a couple of times and it won't work, or you'll have to like wipe it with something and clean it and it won't work. Also, it's going to be unresponsive. Although there is Bluetooth, again, it's going to be wired, and what transparent touchpads can do is make it not wired, which is one of the bigger problems with current touchpads. And this is a short video that you're going to watch about transparent touchpads.
Technology that we're working on is a flexible, stretchable touch sensor that can also detect proximity of a finger and that will enable the current handheld devices be flexible, stretchable, foldable, and even rollable. And this will open up a whole new horizon of possibilities in human-computer interaction.
This is part of a larger effort to create wearable devices and to create robotic skins.
If you imagine you have a big tablet, and once you're done using it, you'd want to roll it up or fold it and put it in your pocket or your purse. It's definitely the next big thing is flexible electronics. We can detect a touch or proximity while the sensor is actually being bent or stretched. So this is something that hasn't been demonstrated by our competing technologies so far.
So one of the attractive features of this technology is that it uses two materials that are extremely low in cost. One is a gel, and that's combined with very low cost silicone based materials that are highly stretchable and transparent. We put them together in a simple molding process to generate films of these materials that at the moment are on the centimeter scale, but ultimately could be on the many meters scale. So it allows us to potentially put sensors everywhere throughout the house and over the surface of the body.
So, as the video said, the material is a very cheap and low cost silicone based gel, as you can see right here in the image. And through that, they can maximize profits without making them very expensive, which is very good for the consumers because they don't have to pay much to get a very good and innovative product. And as you can see in the image, each one of these little dots right here, each one of those circles is a key. So when your finger touches one of those keys, it detects it and allows the computer or the phone or the tablet, whatever you're using, to detect that you've pressed a certain key. And in the future, these will be labeled keys and they will be much larger, so it won't be as small as centimeters or millimeters wide. The dimensions are 1.2 inches wide, the entire silicon, but the buttons, each button is zero point 0.2 inches, just 5 millimeters wide. Now that's really small. It's like half the size of your fingernail, which is going to make it extremely small and difficult to touch at first. But then after you get used to it, it's going to be easier. And then the more we research and develop the technology, where the larger it's going to get. So it's going to be much easier to use, and it's going to be much more productive. So how does it work? Obviously, this one is wired, but we can also have the wireless ones, as you can see. Like you can have it on the phone, so instead of having or like a tablet or a computer. Instead of having the large tablet or the computer, you'll actually be able to use the silicone gel itself. So it'll be very portable. You can fold it up and you can stretch it, and it's actually able to be used while it's stretched and while it's being folded and everything. So that's good. And as you can see right here, he's wearing it like a sleeve on his forearm, so or on the wrist kind of part, and you can touch it and you can play games with it. As you can see right here, it's he's playing Angry Birds on there, so you can play games on there. You can use it as just a regular cursor to move the mouse around, and you can also obviously press the buttons on there for typing if needed or any other applications that are necessary. The advantages, it's lightweight. It's made of a silicone gel, so it's not going to weigh too much. It's not going to weigh as much as an entire tablet screen or the computer screen. It's stretchable. It's able to be stretched 300% of its original size and still be used and still function at that stretch part. So it's also foldable because it's a gel. And because it's foldable, you can use it on the move. You can go anywhere with it. You can take it wherever you want, as you can see in the video. Instead of carrying a giant tablet with you, you can just fold it up and put it in your purse or your wallet or your pocket or something. The disadvantages, it can be lost easily because obviously it's transparent, and because they're small currently, it's not going to be as easy to find. But in the long run, as the larger they get, it's still going to be portable. You can still fold it up and take it with you. But obviously, it won't be lost later. It can be hard to use if the person using it has limited finger movement. So if your fingers, some people have like joint problems or something like that, or their fingers, there's pain or something like that, they can't use it as easily as a regular touchpad because it's obviously transparent. Uh, and it's also small. So it's obviously going to take practice, and you're going to have to get used to the movements of the transparent touchpad. So you won't be able to get it immediately, but it's definitely going to be better in the long run than regular touchpads. Also, it's not durable enough yet. That's one of the main key problems because it's a silicone gel. If you like drop it on the floor and someone steps on it, or something is placed over it, or it's on top of something, it won't function properly later, and it's not gonna function properly at that moment. Also, if something is placed on it, something heavy, because it might damage the keys. Potential for the future: there are transparent phones and devices that we're going to be able to use. So instead of having a phone be like this, where it's physical phone, you'll actually be able to see through it as the more we make everything transparent, everything inside the components, and that's going to be kind of like an Iron Man, if you've seen the movie Iron Man, where everything's transparent and it's see through, and you can actually touch it and it works, and the screens are also transparent. We'll also have transparent wearable devices, so kind of like the sleeve you saw in that image, in this image right here. You can see the sleeve that the person is wearing, and we'll have multiple wearable devices like that, so you can put it on yourself easily. And you'll also have transparent robotic skin, as the the researcher went over in the video, uh, which means instead of having just for amputees and prosthetics, you'll have skin over the metal or the plastic or the material that it's actually made out of, which will make it more comfortable for the people, and will make it much more comfortable for people around them as well, because it won't look it will look less like a prosthetic and more like a regular body part. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you. Thanks for watching.